Alright, so today we're going to be taking a look at a video from the channel Comedy Enforcement. That's right, haven't heard that name in quite some time. One of the few inspirations for stuff that I do. Good to see that he's back. This video has 316,000 views. It is titled, Why the Comedy Podcast Empire is Fracturing. We got some ideas over here, but let's see what we got.
My agent had this thing where he's like, I've never seen this, because it was actually, I go, oh, I've this now. I knew what he felt like, because the first time I experienced it, I was like, what the? Which was, we were after my taping. This guy comes up with the shirt on, with my shirt. He was like, man, I was at the show, I had a great time. He's like, I never even I don't really watch stand-up. I don't watch specials or anything. He's like, I'm just like a big podcast fan. So I just came just to see you because I love the podcast. And he walked.
Well, there's your answer. One of the many answers. Most people are just watching or buying tickets to these people's shows because they're famous. The parasocial relationships that people have found themselves in, this obsession, it's gotta stop, dude. It's gotta stop. I mean, people will go out of their way and defend guys like Joe Rogan or Mr. Beast, Tom Segura in the comments, knowing that they've never met this person in real life. They have no clue about them actually, right? They just see them on a podcast and they're like, that guy's funny. He seems like someone that would be my friend. Let me defend him at all costs, okay? People do that for Brendan Shaw, Brian Callen, and Chris D'Elia, okay? I've seen it 1,000 times.
He walked away. My agent was like, isn't that crazy that he was like, I don't watch stand-up? And I go, yeah, but then you realize that, like, with the podcast, some people sit at home, they watch specials. Like, I love stand-up. Some people, they're like, I know that you're a stand-up, but I like that you do this.
Yeah.
And I'll come see you because of the other thing, but I'm not, like, a stand-up guy.
I get so many people to go, this was my first comedy show. I always go, they get so much better.
Yeah.
Like,
That's what you say?
I always say that. I go,
Yeah, right, Bert. We know what you say. And you think you're the best. You think that you make people laugh harder than anybody. Don't try to be the humble guy, okay? Even though this is a long time ago, 7 years ago. Don't try to pretend like we don't know you, Bert, okay? Now, I say that as somebody who just made fun of parasocial weirdos, but that's only because I can read through a person and notice when they're lying or talking shit or just being dumb or trying to be funny or being annoying. I mean, it's not difficult. It is more difficult to sit in the comments and be like, nah, he's a good dude. Of course he's a good dude. It's like, what makes you think that? Because everybody else is saying the opposite. So why are you the odd man out? It's kind of flip-flopped when it comes to Kill Tony and shit, because now those weirdos that started watching the show in 2020 think that they're the experts. They think that they know what a good guest is on the panel. They think they know what a good comedian is that comes on the stage. And they don't have a fucking clue, because their only information about stand-up comedy is Kill Tony. They've never seen an actual good stand-up comedian who spends a lot of time writing jokes. Greg Fitzsimmons, Dusty Slay. Okay, this is just to name a few, right?
did I go see Tom or Bill?
I never say that. I'm like, it's all gonna suck from here, dude.
On paper, these are some of the biggest names in comedy today. They have Netflix deals, they pack arenas, they have political influence, and an audience so large, you would think that they're the best at what they do. But if you ever met someone who doesn't know or hasn't heard of these comedians and had to explain what they do, what their best joke is, what their field is, well, that's when things get interesting.
That's because nobody can do that. Most of the fans today are just like, oh, look, it's a famous person, somebody that I've seen on TikTok and Facebook and YouTube. He's just a famous guy. He must be super fucking talented and awesome and really good at what he does. It's like, no, he's just overly exposed. You see him a lot. That's it. Nothing special. Like, is Mr. Beast talented? Hard to say, man. What does he do? I mean, anybody with money can give away money. That's not a hard job. Anybody can read lines to host a show. That's not a hard job. If you can read, you can do it. Okay? What's the talent? What's the skill? What's something he was born to do? Because he's not good at that shit. Okay? Is Tony Hinchcliffe a comedian? Maybe. But was he born to be a host? Absolutely. He should only be a host. You can be funny and be a host. You don't have to say you're a stand-up comedian also. Be good at the one thing. Instead of good at that thing and then super mediocre at everything else. Because let's be honest, isn't that what Joe Rogan is as well? He's a glorified host. People somewhere said that he was a stand-up comedian, and now that's what he has to be? No, dude, just be a good host. That's fine, too. I don't even think he's good at that, but nonetheless, comedy enforcement, man. Good to see him back. Let's hear some more.
These are podcast comedians. Now, for some, you might be able to point to a special, a stand-up clip, but for most people, the reason they like these comics was because they would listen to their conversations for hours and hours every single week.
Yep, they think they're friends.
That completely changed everything. It blew everything up because the shows created a different relationship between the comic and the audience.
It's called Parasocial.
Recorded show, the podcast became the main product, the thing people liked, and the stand-up was second. It was a way to see them live. And so they...
Look, these are the same type of people that think that they would be good friends with somebody like Vince Vaughn because they saw Wedding Crashers a bunch. That's exactly what it is. Just a bunch of retards out there licking the window, thinking that, by God, for some reason, if they ever ran into any of these people, they would fucking hit it off and they'd be hanging out every weekend. It's absurd, it's insane, but it's what we've come to know and call parasocial relationships.
They really liked them and wanted to support them. They would buy tickets to a show. And so now comedians who would only do clubs were now selling out clubs and theaters and eventually arenas.
Yep, and now these comedians can say that they are a successful comedian because they sell tickets. It doesn't have anything to do with the actual quality of the material. They can just sell tickets, so therefore, they're a comedian. Okay? I mean, TikTokers are doing the same shit. Somebody who's making, 35-second funny videos on TikTok can sell out a theater. Is he too a stand-up comedian? Did he grind? Was it a struggle to get where he got? Does he work every night writing the funny stuff? Fuck no. Either way, guys, go check out the rest of this comedy enforcement video. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, and we'll see ya.